All right, camera speeds.
Speed.
Interview, take 2, AD comment.
The most beautiful thing about these ultra races and the challenges themselves is you go through all of life's emotions in a very short period of time. You have to have conversations with yourself along the way of how much you're willing to give, how much you're willing to burn to get to the end. You have so many ups and downs, and you'll constantly battle those feelings. I call it dancing with the devil. You think of some mad shit and it's tough and it's horrible, but you get the most power out of, in those moments, not giving in. I've gone to those levels of real depths of absolutely nothing left, like hallucinating as I'm zombie walking in the middle of nowhere, tripping out basically. And the mental side has to come through. The only way you can get to that feeling of feeling powerful, like you can't be stopped, is through sheer hard work and effort. You can't pay for it. You can't read a book to get it. It's the best feeling in the world. It's the drug I keep chasing. I don't think I'm inherently gifted whatsoever. I've just been through something traumatic and somehow used that to get where I am today. The fact that I found running is ironic, and the old me would have been like, no way. Playing rugby, it was used as punishment. If you talk back to a coach or you lost the game or you messed up in training or whatever, you'd be doing laps. So the thought of going for a run for me was totally foreign. I was like, why would anyone, honestly, why the hell would anyone go for a run? In off-season, I wasn't getting out the door, lacing up and doing 5, 10Ks. I'd prefer have a game. I needed something to chase or something to do, like some small victory, whereas I thought you started running, it got hard, and then continued to suck, and then you finished, and that was it. The first long run was actually in off-season, and it was while Mum was still alive, so I was still playing rugby at the time, but I had earlier in summer met a girl in California, so I was flying back to see her. And from the jet lag, me arriving, went to bed the first night, and I probably woke up at, I don't know, like 3 o'clock in the morning or something. And I was like, what am I gonna do with my time and wait for her to wake up? I was like, well, if there's ever a time I might enjoy a run, it'd probably be on the beach, summertime, California. So I just took off and was running, and I was like, okay, I'll run until like the sun starts coming up, and then I'll turn around and go back. But the sun had kind of come up, and I was like, well, I'm not that far away from the end. So I ran down there, turned around, ran back, and then I just have like this weird feeling. I'm like, why do I feel so joyous? Like, why does life feel so good? It was really good, but it was like a different feeling of good. Obviously, that's probably runner's high. And then I got a call from my mum, and she'd just been to see a doctor. She got told she was in remission. So that long run, feeling endorphins flowing, new love, just traveled across the world. It's sunny, California, all of those things, and that news being the best news I've ever got, coupled together, upon reflection, is the happiest moment of my life. And then, 9 months later, the cancer had come back and she'd passed away. It was always a foregone conclusion in my eyes that she was this angelic figure that couldn't be beaten, basically. All of a sudden, my world was totally flipped, because I was like, I didn't understand anxiety or depression before that, and then all of a sudden I was going through all of it. At the time, I was obviously very up and down. I would randomly start sprinting at times. I'd probably start crying. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning, it could be 11 o'clock at night. I just had all this pent-up emotion and energy, and I needed to do something with it rather than just sit at home being upset, and running was that output that I needed. Seeing my mum face cancer and the way she did it so beautifully and so strong, it makes me incredibly ignorant to my own physical suffering. My relationship with running and how I feel about it has changed drastically from when I started. Go off the rails and numb myself out from my reality, or I can use this pain and also use my mum as a vehicle to show what an amazing human being she was and what she instilled in me and what I can achieve with that. I come from rugby side of things and also just doing training for aesthetics wise, so I always go back to doing it anyway. Everything has a conscious element to it of how is this going to help with my running. All of those things that used to hurt and fail first now don't, and I feel strong in those areas, so it's been a massive part of what I do. I need to think about recovery quite a lot because it's unsustainable running as far as I do. Blood flow is essential, especially when you're on your feet a lot and training hard. I find my meditation is when I'm running. I like being present and not being able to think about anything else. Just on heavy training loads, like having a nap every day is good. It takes your brain frequency from stressed, awake, and brings it down into a meditative state. You come out feeling like extremely calm and just ready to go again. The amount of self-confidence and self-worth you can get from understanding what your limit is, it just breeds itself into the rest of your life. It's an incredibly powerful thing, and I think we owe it to ourselves as humans to at least knock on the door of what we really are capable of, and you never know where it's going to lead. When I'm locked into something, I'm super locked in. It's a prison within my mind and even physical body. Unwavering and thinking about doing anything else. And the only way to escape this prison is to finish the goal that I'd set out. Looking back at the US is crazy. Obviously, running 3,000 miles, you can't really comprehend that. It was like a coming of age for me and understanding kind of what I can do. I'd done 3 marathons and 2 ultras in the build-up, and I'd never ran the next day. And all of a sudden, I was also trying to run 55 miles a day, every day. Getting into ultra running, it was totally new to me, and I didn't have anyone I could speak to or learn from. So when I announced that I was going to do the UK run, I was still spending time in California. I was going to a cryotherapy place, and the manager was like, "Oh, you should follow this guy, Robbie. He's running across America." I was like, "What?" It's like, running across America? That's insane. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to follow this guy." So from, I think, about day 7 to the day he finished, I was like obsessed. Because all of a sudden I had something that was way bigger than what I was doing, but I could see and learn.
I may as well get some greens in. That dart's going to be flying.
We have a special bond because we understand each other. We started running for different reasons, but he lost his dad when he was young.
Time was real. Yeah. So we're here.
I've rolled my ankle twice again.
Really?
The coolest thing he ever taught me was, if I can, I will. It's a real simple statement, but it's powerful. And I kind of adapted that on my US to, the question was, can I take another step? And the answer is always yes. It's just one step, but you keep taking that step and it can take you really far. There's been moments where every step is excruciating. You'll have pain from just everywhere, from your feet up until your hip flexors, your lower back. And then there'll be moments where you come out of feeling so incredibly low and just have this moment of like beautiful clarity. It can be anything. For me, like wildflowers remind me of my mum. And that can reinvigorate me of being like, I remember what my purpose is. It's because I saw what she was willing to go through to fight for her life to survive. If you want the reality of it, when your body is tested in a certain way, it's amazing how much further it can go than you think it can. But your mind has to push you there. That's within all of us. It really is, but we're never pushed to that point where we have to explore it. And I want to explore it.
2, 1, woo!
If someone's scared of something big that's coming up, I've been there and it is scary, but you're going to regret not trying more than you will not succeeding. I've failed a race, but I learned so much from that that I can take forward with everything else I'm doing. Success to me is finding the limit. People should know that they're stronger than they truly believe and have a crack.